Hello Cozy Gamers, I'm Ellie and welcome back to the Cozy Gaming Club where we talk about all the latest and greatest cozy games. Today we are taking a look at some of the games that are on sale in Steam's autumn sale. But with so many different games on sale, it can be hard to choose which ones to buy, so I have scoured the sales and put together this list of cozy games that are the cheapest they've ever been. There are some big names on this list and also some lesser known games that you may not know about, so let's dive straight in. Starting with probably my game of the year, Fields of Mistria. I am sure you've all heard of this game, but in case you haven't, it's a magical farming game where you move to a small town to help them rebuild after an earthquake. There's lots to do, so you won't be bored, but you soon discover that the earthquake didn't just damage the town. It also released magic into the world, magic you will soon be able to control yourself. The NPCs are one of my favourite parts of this game, but I also love that it has more of a plot to guide you compared to most farming games. There is also tons of customization, both for your house and your character. It's just great, and I would honestly recommend buying this game even at full price. Heck, I personally would pay double full price for this game because I've already spent over 40 hours playing, and that was even before the new content update. Plus, it's still in early access, so there's lots more to come. But the good news is you don't even need to pay full price because if you want to dive into Fields of Mistria this week, it's 20% off at £9.43. Continuing on the theme of games I love, next up is House Flipper, and boy, if you have not played this home renovation game, now is the perfect time to, because it's 90% off and costs less than a cup of coffee. You can grab House Flippers for just £2 and spend hours buying, repairing, and renovating rundown homes to sell them for a profit. Clean up messes, paint walls, tile bathrooms, and buy new furniture to create the perfect space, and entice your buyers to pay more money. There are tons of levels and hours of content here, and if you decide to splash out because the base game is so cheap, all of the DLCs are on sale too for even more content. Prepare to relax in this next game where you play as a young woman who is packing up her childhood room to begin the next chapter of her life. As you explore her bedroom, packing away her belongings, you'll discover objects from her past, and you'll be able to relive her memories and discover how each object shaped her into the person she is today. From her favourite books to her watercolour paint set or the music of her teenage years, Simpler Times takes you through Tiana's past as she comes to terms with what her future holds. There is no pressure or challenge in this game, so you can play it at your own pace. It's designed to be a slow and meditative experience, about living in one room for your whole life and the stories you filled it with that take you back to a simpler time. It's currently 35% off at £5.52 if you want to explore those poignant memories yourself. Speaking of relaxing games, I really like the look of Tidy Backpack. It's a small puzzle game with a very simple premise. Pack away all of your fantasy loot into your adventurer's backpack. It seems simple, but I imagine it can get a little more difficult, and with over 96 levels to complete, it will definitely keep you going for a while. I really love these sort of small puzzle games as a way to wind down after a long day at work, as I mindlessly just try to fill my backpack or solve a pixel cross puzzle. If you're looking for something like that, Tidy Backpack is currently 25% off at £2.54. In this next game, you get to become a cat. Cattails' Wildwood story is a fun twist on the life sim genre, and the sequel to Cattails, which is also on sale for 75% off. But you don't need to have played the first game before playing this one. Play as a feral cat leading a colony of other feline friends who are trying to find a home in the mysterious Wildwood. Can you survive in the wilderness by hunting for prey, harvesting herbs, and defending your new home from intruders? Choose a place to start building your new home, then expand your thriving new cat civilization by inviting other wild cats to join you and getting to know your fellow kitties. You can even pursue friendships, relationships, and marriages with over 20 dateable cats. Cattails really asks, what if we made a life sim where everyone is a cat, and I really enjoyed it when I played. It's currently 50% off at £8.37. If you haven't played Spiritfarer before, it's currently 85% off, so there is no better time to pick it up and give it a try and maybe have a cry. In this emotional management game, you play as Stella, who is tasked with ferrying the deceased to the afterlife. But before you can do that, you need to make sure that they're at peace with the world they're leaving behind. Their stories will take you across a vast map, exploring different locations as you help them come to terms with their situation, and wrap up their unfinished business on the mortal plane. When time comes to help them cross over, you may find you don't want to, as these heartwarming creatures will quickly find a way into your heart. There has been a surge in creative puzzle games recently, and Paper Trail is just another incredible twist on the puzzle genre. At first glance, it appears magical and whimsical, but it is actually packed with brain-teasing puzzles that may have you questioning your own sanity. In Paper Trail, you can fold the world around you to create new passageways and reveal entrances that will let you maneuver your way across the map. What feels simple at first, folding and joining paths together to explore and progress, quickly becomes really tricky. Alter the fabric of your world, contorting, spinning, rotating, and twisting it around as you untangle the puzzle of Paper Trail. The great thing is that there's a really helpful hint system if you get stuck, and you can grab it for 50% off at £9.37. Described as a cozy game with consequences, Echoes of the Plum Grove is quite unlike any farming game I have played before. Yes, there are the usual farming mechanics like planting crops, raising cattle, and falling in love with the villagers, but there are also diseases, weekly taxes, poison, and more to contend with. But if you don't like the sound of those survival mechanics, you can turn them off at any time in the settings. This world is a little more dangerous than your typical farming game, but that's intended as this game doesn't end with your death. Instead, you move on to step into the shoes of your descendants and live their life, and then their children's lives, and so on, building a family legacy in this quaint town. If you want to try this farming sim that's a little bit different, it is currently 30% off at just over £10. We've got another farming game up next that's perfect for players who want less combat and more involvement with the local townsfolk. Set in the Stone Age, Roots of Pacha challenges you to set up a thriving civilization. That'll mean farming and fishing to help your clan, but you'll also have a hand in inventing tools and ideas that don't yet exist in your primitive world. This can be anything from discovering how to build a well to learning metalworking. There are also so many cute animals, including mammoths, to befriend using your magical flute, and Roots of Pacha is multiplayer, so you can play it with your friends as well. It's currently 40% off at £13.19. We're heading to the woods in this next game to open the B&B of our dreams. But running a business is no easy feat, especially when you're a bear. Starting from scratch, you'll need to build and decorate your inn, choosing all the furniture and fixtures for each room. To keep your inn thriving, you'll need to bring in guests and make sure they're happy, which means keeping your inn clean and warm, providing food, and making sure they're in close proximity to the bathroom. Over time, you'll grow your reputation, earning money, and attracting new customers. But when you're not running the inn, you'll find yourself exploring the woods and unraveling a deep plot that goes even deeper than the forest you're set up in. If you're looking to step into Hank's paws, you'll be pleased to hear that Bear and Breakfast is currently 45% off at £9.21. I've got one final bonus game that's less than £2, and that game is Assemble with Care. Join antique restorer Maria in this cozy puzzle game where she tries to save beloved possessions by putting them back together. For each object that is brought to you, you'll need to figure out the inner workings and find a way to fix them. While you're mending the object though, you might also end up restoring the stories and emotions attached to them as well. This game is perfect for fans of A Little to the Left and is currently 70% off. Those are just 11 of the cozy games on sale right now, but they're the cheapest they've ever been, so this is the perfect time to pick them up. Are you going to be buying any games in Steam's autumn sale? If so, let me know down in the comments which ones you're planning to get. And while you're down there, I'd love it if you could like this video and subscribe to my channel. I hope to see you next time. Bye!